At this point, I've covered most of the basics, so in this video, I'm attempting to put everything together in a comprehensible way so that you at home can develop your own practice. Now, of course, we will start in quadruped, neutral spine, the foundational position. This is the most fundamental aspect of human movement. If we can't get our spine neutral and be stable and breathe efficiently, then we'll never unlock our fullest movement capacity. So we become very familiar with this position because we're going to carry it through into all other aspects of the training. So essentially, shortening front line in order to allow back line to lengthen so that we can breathe into our posterior rib cage. Decompressing our vertebrae and opening up all these tight tissues that are holding us back. Now I'm going to speed it up so you can see the expansion. So getting all the air out so I can expand. The more air you expel, the more pressure you can build, which translates into greater stability. Closing and opening. So I've called this neutral. That's because I can go further into flexion and extend. This is neutral. This is home base. Now here, I'm in neutral spine on my butt. So vertical orientation, which means a different gravitational force affecting my spine that I've got to stabilize against. That was a mosquito. So we have to learn to stabilize in all the different positions that we're going to use in daily life. Sitting is one of the main ones. So getting good at this will help you out tremendously. Simply breathing here, the same way that we do when we're on our hands and knees, is a great way to get our body used to it. And see, neutral, I can go further into flexion and extension. Neutral's in the middle. So here's neutral again, but lying on my side. So again, I'm fighting a different gravitational force. I'm having to stabilize in a different way. So we try all of them. We get good at all of them, and then we can carry that stability with us everywhere because we've trained all the different varieties that we have to work against. And once we've gotten good at maintaining a neutral spine, we can work on our joint mobility by articulating our joints, like we've discussed. This is the second major step in the practice. Once you own a stable neutral spine, you can really isolate your joints because now you're not carrying your spine with you when you move individual joints. This also reveals to us where we are limited, what specific ranges of motion in which joints give us the most trouble, where we are most challenged or deficient. And like I've mentioned, I do these every single morning. And I recommend doing them every single day. You can do them multiple times a day. They're a great form of exercise and a great way to learn your body. So here's another vertical orientation, but I've got one leg extended. So this challenges my neutral spine shape because my left leg is at full extension. But I'm maintaining stability and neutrality. And again, now that I am very familiar with the neutral spine, I can work on my joint mobility. In this case, the shoulder. Shoulders and hips are the primary movers, so they're the most important ones to develop. All of our joints are important, of course, but the shoulder and hip are where most of our movements originate. But just like how we prioritize the spine, we're working from center outward, from middle to extremity. Finally, once we've developed an understanding of how our joints should function, and we're familiar with where our limitations are and what we need to work on, we can use the breathing technique of relaxing tension on the exhales, maintaining stability, expanding on inhales to open up space, to develop our range of motion in specific areas or in specific movements. So for instance, the squat, one of the best ones to work on, I think, because it translates into so many functions that we use in daily life. And that's all there is to it. We begin by aligning our spine in a neutral position, and through breathing we create pressure for stability. From there, we articulate our joints in order to express their range of motion and understand how they're supposed to move. And then we can expand that range of motion in any direction we choose. And we do this by releasing tension. And that's basically what has prevented us from owning our full range of motion this whole time. Accumulated tension that we have built up because of our lack of stability in our spine. We've had to stabilize elsewhere in our joints, which restricts us from moving freely. Nothing can stop us now. We are reclaiming our freedom.